Good morning, traders. TGIF, God bless you. Haven't seen much moving this morning. Hopefully we'll find something. So maybe Mara moving a little bit. Good morning to everyone on YouTube and on Discord. Thank you for making it this morning. Let's see if we can't pull a few dollars out of the market. We have about a minute and a half to go. Make sure your chart is on EXT or you won't be able to trade pre-market. Hopefully we get something this morning. I haven't seen much happening up here in the spike area. Very little movement. I don't know if you guys were watching the, let's see what it was, MGOL, MLGO yesterday. It hit a high of $19 in pre-market, I believe, and it went all the way down to $1.56. I hope you didn't get caught in that mess. $19 to $1.56. All right, about 10 seconds to go. Let's see what happens here. If you're new here, we're watching this column with volume spikes. For any percentages that are jumping up that say bullish, we want this number to be rising. You have a penny stock moving here. That was a quick 10 cents. You'd have had to really be on top of that one to get it. We like to play pullback, so we'll be waiting on a pullback, and I'll be describing that as it happens. So when this candle stops and the price reverses, I'm going to mark the high of this candle, which will be resistance. And when we get a red candle pulling back, I will mark the bottom of it, which will be our support level, which is also the entry price. I don't play these penny stocks. Maybe you do. Let's see if we get it to pull back here. Looks like the buyers are not going to give up. They're going to push it on up to the top a little bit more. Not very much money there. Showing a lot of weakness in this one. Doesn't have a whole bunch of volume. You got to remember this stock is cheap, so people have to buy more shares than normal. It makes it look like the volume's high. But at 75 cents, 60 cents, they're all having to buy 5 or 10,000 shares to make any money. Nothing popping up over here in the volume spike. Probably best to stay clear of that one. MLGO making a bounce here. As volatile as this stock is, my suggestion is stay away from it. It's been very hard to play since the very beginning. Just when you think about getting in, it would turn red and go down, and the next thing you know, it went up 3 times as high as it was. Pretty sure quite a few people got trapped in it yesterday, thinking they were calling bottoms. When it wasn't a bottom, it was just starting to find a bottom. So we're not just a penny stock company. I get asked that question all the time. That's just mainly what pops up in pre-market. The mid-cap, large caps, sometimes they trade in pre-market if they have good news. But my price range is actually set at like 25 cents and unlimited on the top end. So any stock at any price can pop up if it's moving in pre-market. It's not that we only play penny stocks and cheaper stocks, it's that they don't move in pre-market. But when they do, we catch them. Here's an $18 and a $30 and $11 stock here, but they don't have a spike, so we're not going to play them unless they do. Can somebody check my delay for me, please? I seem to be lagging on this side. That's not bad. We'll settle for that. I'm having a background audio reverb going on. Good morning, everyone who's popping in. We have some green up here, but they're not growing. Here's a pullback, 75-cent stock. I will not play it. This would have been your entry down here. So the bounce would only be from like 70 to 73. Is it worth getting in? Probably not. Like stocks where you can make some money, not where you can make some pennies. Nice little crowd this morning. Hope you have a blessed trading day. We're definitely looking for one this morning. Let's start the day off right if we can just get the right stock. That's MLGO, still teasing people to get in. I wonder if that's a shell company. I never looked it up. It might be a shell company. They could just be pumping it. Or maybe a company with no assets. Brad Dad, that is fantastic. He is a great instructor. Well, if it's China-based, they'll probably get away with it. Nothing moving yet this morning. If you've ever been here on Fridays, you know Fridays can be very tough. It's kind of like everybody's going to sell out as soon as something goes up so they can be back to cash before the weekend. MBI making a move here, $12 stock. Not a whole lot of volume, so be careful on this one. Actually, no volume at the moment, and the last bar was only 514. This just could be an individual purchase. Enjoy your coffee, relax. No need to get all frustrated while you wait. If there's anything moving out there, it's going to come to us. It'll pop up here on the chart. Brad Dad, thank you for that comment about the indicators. They are fantastic. Not to brag on myself, but they are working. Took lots of prayer to get that done. Always believe in the man upstairs. He always helps. LGO still teasing, hoping to get some more people to fall for it. I mean, there probably is money to be made here, but after what I saw yesterday, I don't think I want to touch it. If you want to play it, go for it. Diallo, you see this little color right here? I've got it on green. You can select multiple colors. So you have to link your chart, your watch list also to the same color. So if you make them blue and blue, when you click here, it'll show up over there. Life as an entrepreneur, if you have support questions, they go over in support on Discord. This is a trading session. Somebody over there will be glad to help you. If they don't, I'll be there after this stream and I'll give you a hand. Good morning, Jimmy. Glad you can make it. You're dedicated, Jimmy. I see you here quite often. That's how you make it work. And if your microphone's not muted, please do so I don't have to go mute you, sir, on the server, because if I do that and I forget to unmute you, you won't have a mic on Discord. So please mute them for me this morning. I've got my hands full over here. Andy, we'll see if we can't change your mind on that and you get a mic and you'll start telling people about what you're doing. Just give it time. We'll turn it around for you. You may end up being the best speaker. Thank you, Gordon. You know what's kind of weird about what's going on, how this program is exploding, is that I didn't really think I had anything special until everybody told me I did. To me, it was a normal trading session. Get up, look for stocks, start trading. Had no idea, nobody knew about this. So share your knowledge, because you never know, really. Maybe you have the one thing that helps the next person. I think everybody has something that they could share. I really do. They just don't realize it like I didn't. We are moving a little bit here on GDHG. It's not a real strong runner, low volume. That's why I haven't called it out. It was not on the spike. I mean, it is down here on all stocks. Bob, you got to be careful what you change. For instance, this momentum indicator here, the time frame you see is not really a time frame, and I'll explain that to you so you'll understand. I'm using this as a multiplier in the code. So I have my range set at 10 bars, that's 10 candles, times 3 minutes is 30 minutes. So it's not a time on a chart, it's a multiplier for this code. And that's how I get this momentum indicator to look back 30 minutes for anything that's moving. So if you change that to a 1 minute, you're going to have this looking back to a 10-minute range, which probably won't do you any good because I tested it. 30 minutes is key for pre-market. But as far as the chart itself, yes, they're on 1 minute. But always send a question to support. Can I change the time frame on this scan? Because if you just go running around changing everything that I did, you may change part of the code not knowing you're doing so. So if you're new here about 6:30, I'll do a walkthrough and introduce myself and what I've done and what we're doing and how successful we are. And I guess you can see the success just by the comments. Sometimes they're enough to make me draw a tear. That's how good I feel about it. Kind of like, thank you, Lord. I didn't know I had this in me. Good morning, Brian. Jimmy, if you haven't joined our Discord, that's where you're going to find people to talk to, a little bit of education, all of the indicators, the scans, the scripts, the labels, special announcements, support. I'll be posting that link to Discord at 6:30. Heather, I'm watching the 133 tick chart, I'm watching the 5-minute chart, and I'm watching the 15-minute chart, and I'm watching the 1-minute chart. I also have the SPY over on a 5-minute chart. In order to make my entry and exit, I'm actually watching the 133 tick chart. I don't want to make sure I'm entering in at the top of the tick chart. I will say it's much easier if you have multiple monitors because you're not having to click a lot of tabs and change a lot of time frames, and you can just kind of look around really quick and see that everything lines up. Really need a good price stock, man. Give us a $5 or $8 or $10 stock. One that's going to jump $1. That's what I want. Couple thousand shares of a $5 stock that jumps $1. Raphael, I only have one laptop. I'm running all of this off of a laptop, but it's a very powerful laptop. It's not a $200 or $300 one. Then it all goes to a hub, and the hub also has a video card and a processor. And the hub modifies the video from my laptop to be able to produce it on multiple monitors. It's a hub from Dell Computers. I called them up one day and told them what I needed to do. I needed to run a lot of monitors, going to process a lot of data. I'm going to be doing some streaming. I don't want a $10,000 computer. I don't want to fill the room up with heat. So I bought their best laptop and they paired it up with their best hub. I think the hub alone was close to $550, $600, but it was well worth the purchase. The laptop was over $5,000. Thank you for that donation, P1007. It's always a blessing, helps me keep the ball rolling here. Get this information out for free so everybody will be happy. The problem is, unless you open up 2 accounts with ThinkorSwim, you can't have 2 computers. They're not going to let you log in twice. So you would have to have 2 accounts to display information from 2 different computers. Very quiet in the market this morning. I kind of expected this. It hasn't been a real good week, actually. We've had a couple of hard plays. A couple of guys made a few dollars. A couple of gals made a few dollars. Or I should say ladies, not gals. I'm in Texas. It's a gal. Gals and guys. Paramedic Dave, I had 2 accounts too. One of them is my wife's, so I can log in 2 different systems. MLGO still steadily going up. So do you trust it or do you not trust it after yesterday? Remember, we were all the way down to $1.56 from $19. Manipulation? I would think so. Let's build it up and get them again? Maybe. That's what I have to do, Hollywood. I have a laptop by my chair downstairs. So if I want to trade downstairs, I have to turn the computer off upstairs or log out at least. With the MLGO, I think it's either you play the game and take the risk or you just walk away from it. Maybe it's what you need to do. What I said the other day is just throw 100 shares at it and just see where it goes. Lewis, I do have the volume bars on Discord. But if you hang around for about 2 minutes, I'll show you why I don't have them on my chart. Good morning, Sonia. All right, let's get this introduction done. I'm Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. Been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder. I've been doing that for about 15 years. And I code my own indicators. First one I coded was this one right here. Well, not my first one, but the first good one that I was willing to share is right here. And it's called the volume spike indicator, and it lets me know the second a stock starts moving. So if it's moving slightly, it's going to get a small percentage. And if it's moving up, it's going to say bearish. If it's moving down, it's going to say bullish. So the second a stock starts moving, this indicator will pop up and let me know. So out of this indicator, there were other indicators born. I was able to create this bullish and bearish indicator label to let me know if this candle was bullish or bearish. Because when you're scalping, you need to know immediately what this current candle is doing. Is there more buyers in it or sellers? This label lets us know. Down here, I put in the 5 and the 13 EMA moving averages. And these spike arrows are also tied into this volume spike. So it lets us know if there's higher volume coming in as the stock is rising. You will get these green arrows. If this stock reverses, you'll get red arrows on the top and it'll start coming down. I also created this volume label out of this same volume spike code. Now keep in mind these codes are changed a little bit, but the basics behind all of them is this. So I took the overall volume, that would be the entire volume for this stock, and I divided it into how many shares were buyers and how many shares were sellers. Now keep in mind, I don't have access to buyer and seller data. So what I had to do was to create a way to determine if it was buyers or sellers by the volume. So if the volume's increasing and we had green candles, that tells me they were buyers there. If the volume is increasing and the candles are red and the price is going down, that tells me there were sellers there. So I got pretty close to that buyer-seller data. Then I had to figure out a way, well, we're just waiting on something to move here, and every now and then it would be a little bit late. So I created this indicator out of this code, and this indicator is looking back 30 minutes to see if anything's moving. If it's moving just the slightest, it gets a low score. If it's moving a whole bunch, it gets a higher score. So the stocks pop in up here, and if they keep increasing and the buyers keep coming in, it starts moving up the ladder to the top. So back to this label over here, this was the overall volume of the stock. So we're monitoring the current candle bar. That's this green label and this candle. This is the previous candle bar, which is this one here. So we monitor if this volume is increasing from candle to candle. So if this number outnumbers this one, the next candle is increasing. But down here, we couldn't really tell. We couldn't remember, well, we're over a longer period. Were there more buyers or sellers? We know instantly right now if there's more buyers and sellers, but we needed past history. So I took this buyer and seller data, and could somebody mute that mic for me, please? And so I got this label here that tells us buyers and sellers over the overall volume, and we could not remember over a period of time if there were more buyers or sellers. So I created this line indicator. This is not moving averages. This is actual buyer and seller volume, not actual buyer and seller volume. Remember I said if the price was rising and the volume was increasing, I call it buyers. If the volume is rising and the price is falling, I call it sellers. So now we see the overall picture of the volume through this entire stock, and we know over time, are there more buyers coming in? And in this case, yes, there is. The angle of this has nothing to do with the angle of this price. This is low volume, this is high volume. So as these lines are rising, the volume is increasing. And whoever's on top, that's the one that's increasing the most, the buyers or the sellers. So to make it simple for you, we notice a volume spike. If it's a good volume spike, we immediately focus here. Is there enough volume in the current candle to get in and get out safely and scalp a few profits? If this number's not increasing rapidly, there's probably not. If it's only a couple of hundred shares clicking in at a time, or if there's 1,000 and it pauses, it may be a risk if you're scalping. So we see the spike, we see the volume. If it's flying, we confirm we have a crossover of the moving averages, and these candles start coming in, and we make our decision to enter or not. It's that simple. Spike, check the volume. Do we have spike arrows? Are we bullish or bearish? Are there buyers or sellers? Is the green above the red? You can do this really quick just by, once you're used to it, it's like bang, 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 bang. All right, it looks good. Everything's lining up. Let's go for it. So that's how the indicators work. So let me tell you this, don't trade off of my screen. We are streaming on YouTube, and the delay can be higher than expected. So set up on your own computer if you're going to trade this system. Come here every morning for instructions. The more you come here, the more it soaks in, the wiser you become, the better choices you make, and you become profitable. We like playing a pullback strategy. I use support and resistance levels. I call them out every time they occur, and you'll watch them succeed more than 80% of the time. So over the last 4 or 5 months, we probably had 5 stocks fail out of 20 or 30, maybe 40. So it's very high ratings of successful trading when you come here and learn and listen and follow through. You don't have to trade when I do. I don't tell you to enter. I don't tell you to get out. I will tell you where the entry point is on the chart. It's up to you to decide if you want to buy it or not. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'll post the link in the chat box here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Watch the videos. You can watch the old ones as well. They do have valuable information. So watch all of the videos. And we got a stock moving here. Watch all the videos until you start catching on. Like the videos, comment on the videos, let YouTube know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also lets me know what kind of a job I'm doing. And then below each video is a link to our Discord. Discord is where you're going to find all of the scripts, all of the trading rooms, all of the information, all of the software. And there's a link to our Discord. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Come join a good community of everybody sharing information and everybody helping everybody. To get these indicators, they're located over in Current Setup. If you're new to Discord, click the Start Here channel on the left, and it'll walk you through where you need to begin and where you end up and how to get these indicators loaded. If you've never loaded indicators before, visit our how-to videos. I've got a video on installing scripts, labels, and indicators, plus other videos there that are very educational. Visit our channels, our trading channels. We have the trading floor with Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks, and they post them when we get a good one. I often join them. And I post a few of my own, and you're welcome to post some as well. Visit our options trader channel, and you'll find It's Me Bob there. He is really good at options. He'll give you a few pointers. Reach out to him. He holds a live stream when he can to take you a little bit deeper into options, and I strongly advise you join him on his options. Appreciate you joining us this morning. If you have any questions, leave them over in Discord on the support channel, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Let's try to make a little bit of money here. Raphael, I think they come and go, really. I've seen a couple of there trading futures. Got to remember, we're still a pretty young channel. It's only 6 or 7 months old. People are just now catching on that we actually have something worth looking at. So over time, it's going to really get pretty big, I would think. I think the Lord's going to bless us that way. A coup man, I just deleted, I muted your microphone. So if you can't talk later, you're going to have to send me a message in Discord. So when we hold these live streams, please mute your microphones. It's a distraction for everyone. We can hear you barely putting your coffee cup down. We can hear the kitty cat meowing in the background. Those microphones are more sensitive than you know. If you don't know how to mute them, in Discord, bottom left corner, click on the microphone until you get a red line across it. Roth, sometimes I don't have time to go look for them. I'm trying to trade, I'm trying to teach, I'm trying to demonstrate. I do have other moderators, but sometimes they're not available. Thank you, Robert. Don't know if I would trust it any further if you're up $70. Well, let me see if I missed a setting. Maybe you are right. Roth, let me check it out. Maybe I did forget to do the permission thing. And I did. Thank you for letting me know that. So we've already had one pullback. This stock actually stopped trading right here. I did see it earlier. So let's see if we get a pullback here. I'll go ahead and mark out the top and I'll mark out the bottom of this red candle. And we're going to expect a bounce back up to this level. It normally does work on the second pullback, but the third one, I don't know if I would chance it. So I'm waiting on this red candle to close. And wherever I put this bottom line, you wait for a green candle, get confirmation first. And that's providing that this red candle comes back down where it needs to be. So when I click this line, that doesn't mean buy. See, we did not get a full pullback, so now I've got to wait on the next candle. Good job, Chad. It's kind of looking like the run is over. You would have had to play this delay here. So it wasn't that setting because I unmuted. Akuman now got a muting back. So we got somewhat of a pullback. I could not say this was a good pullback because the buyer stepped back in to drive it up a little higher. So now this may become a resistance level unless this candle can close above it. So you don't get in here unless this price comes up, comes back down and retests 1033. Then play the bounce up. If you chase green candles, you may get a red one right beside it, and that's where you become negative before you become positive, and you got to fight the battle to get back up. It did pause here. I was not interested. It sat here for a good couple minutes and didn't do anything. Kind of thought it was over, and then it pulled back, turned my head, and the next thing you know, y'all are making money, and I'm fighting microphones. Good job, Dusty. So if you notice, we're not searching for stocks. We're waiting for them to pop up here. This is Friday. It's going to be 1 or 2 maybe. We still have another opportunity at 7 a.m. my time, 8 a.m. Eastern time. At the top of the hours when news comes out. And 7 o'clock, we've had a couple of runners this week. So hopefully around 7, some news will come out about 7:03, 7:05. We'll see a stock pop in up here where they misinterpret the news and it runs up. And then they bail out, but we'll try to catch it when it happens. Thank you, Domingo, for that donation. God bless you. Every little bit helps. Keeps the bills paid around here. This is not a free service on my end. It's free to you. But I love what I'm doing. I don't care that it's costing me a little bit of money to get this going. It's very educational, and I want to help. Thank you, Domingo. We do have some very nice Patreon members. I thank you very much for your signing up to Patreon and helping support this channel. The number's rising slowly, but we'll get there. Good morning, Jimmy. Thank you, Skits, very much. May the Lord bless you well today. Thank you, Joseph, very much. God bless you, brother. We need a stock to pop up now. Here's one moving in all stocks. Let's see who it is. MBI. $12 stock. Checking the volume. It's kind of low. It's not really kicking. We need high volume flow, not a specific number, but we need to really see it coming in. It's pausing. Stuck on 10,884. 11,000 for a seller, though. So you can see our volume down here. It looks pretty good. I mean, the buyers are above the sellers, but keep in mind, just because the green is above the red doesn't mean the price is going up. I had to explain that yesterday. Greg, because I can visually see what I need to see right here. Like if I'm using volume bars, I can't look at the current candle and tell you how many shares are traded. I would have to guess at the buyers and sellers by the colors coded within that one bar. This way I know instantly if this candle has a lot of buyers coming in by this label up here. I know in the overall volume if the buyers outnumber the sellers here. And I know if the current bar has enough volume for me to scalp. And I know if the volume is trending higher and getting stronger on the buyer side or the seller side. I get a lot more information out of these labels and lines than I do just a bar popping up. But if you're used to them, go for it. I used them for many years. I used the orange and the green one, the one that changes colors. I just find that this is a lot more accurate. Good morning, Coach. So if you think about it, how does a stock move? It moves because we have buyers and sellers. How fast does it move? How do you determine that? You determine it by how many shares are being traded. So in order to get into a stock, you need a lot of shares traded. You don't want to jump in with 1,000 shares and you only have a couple of hundred shares of volume. Or you may get stuck holding the bag and the stock's falling. There's no buyers to bail you out when you're trying to sell. So you have to break volume down and know exactly what the volume is doing. It's not that it's just a green or a red bar. You need to know who's dominating, the buyers or the sellers. So it's another confirmation before you buy. And then once you have that volume, the next thing is price action. How are these candles moving? Where are the wicks? Where are the arrows? Another confirmation is these moving averages. Are they stacked in the proper order? Is the angle of the moving averages going up? You have to compile the data to get a good trade. That's correct, Robert. Volume and price action. So you can see here, we have green above red, but the price is falling. It's not that green has to be above red. What's happening here is you can see the turn up. Let's just pretend the rest of this lines are not there yet. You see the green line turn up. That's this green candle bar increasing. But then you see the buyer, the seller step in, and you see the red bar turn up and pull it back down. So then the buyers quit buying. They're level here. They're just laying flat. And a couple of people have sold, and it's just trickling down slowly. So never judge that green is above red down here and the price is going to go up. This only means higher volume and lower volume. That's all it means. If it's on an upward trend, yeah, there's more buyers and sellers. But when it levels out, there's no longer more buyers and sellers. They're both just laying flat and quit buying or quit selling. You come here every morning and you just watch it, or if you just load it on your computer and you watch what it's doing, you catch on really quick. Narendra, I added this one. This one is the 34 EMA. I added it manually. These are included in the script. This one I added as an extra. I'm using the 34 as the trend. It's telling me if the 34 is rising, it's telling me the price is rising. So I used the 34 because I scalp. I don't need the 50 or the 100 or the 200 because they would be down here barely moving. I needed an indicator that's going to move faster since I'm day trading. Give me an angle quicker. So I'm using the 34 as the 200, so to speak, because I'm scalping. Do you need it? Probably not. It's just another confirmation for me. I'll put the link to Discord down in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube. That's where I make a little bit of profit. I don't make anything off of Discord unless you join the Patreon link. Right now, all the money's coming from tips and YouTube. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what really helps. Watch the commercials. I know you hate commercials. I hate them too. But I do make a few pennies off of it, and this is free. It helps me get paid for what I'm producing for free. SOAR is moving right here, trying to get back up to that 1033 again. So this doesn't mean that it's not going to. This just means that the buyers may step in and this line may come up and this candle may grow. We could just be channeling here. We could be hanging around between these two zones, which is a lot of money between these two zones. From $8 all the way to 1038. If you can catch it down here, you may can pick up a couple of bucks. I think it is, Dusty. I think it comes out at 8:30. Right at market open, so they can mess the whole day up. They seem to plan that right every time. They stick it where they keep you down. That is correct, Kenny. It's the orange line. I thought so, Ford. SOAR doesn't have any volume whatsoever. Every now and then somebody will come in, step in and buy some. So if you buy some, you may have trouble getting out if nobody's buying it. VRME. Very cheap stock. Wow, thank you very much, Habanero. May you have a triple blessed day. And Marlon, thank you very much. You be blessed as well. So all the donations go right back to the channel. We always have to grow somewhere. I own a construction company, so I don't spend your money. I put it back into the company. We're not that profitable. I just got to keep the bills paid. It's really appreciated. I want to keep this going for as long as I can. Hopefully somebody can keep it going after me. Might be one of you. Who knows? I have a CPA. I don't handle that side of the business. If I handled that side of the business, you would probably be right in that statement. That's why I don't handle that side. I let the CPA take care of all of it. Well, we blew right through 7 o'clock with no stock. I've been watching. Even though I've been talking, I've been watching. The stock is too cheap for me to put my money into. I'm not worried about 10 cents or a nickel. We do need a play. Probably not going to get it. It's Friday. Enjoy your coffee. Don't worry about if you don't make a trade in pre-market. There's going to be more pre-markets and we'll make up for it. Trust me. We're going to get a winner and it's going to be a big one. They come every now and then. Just make sure that you comply when it happens. Get your piece of it. We've seen stocks go from $3 to $14, $4 to $60, $8 to $24. No halts in pre-market, so they're free to run like that. So the next big one that comes along will pop up right here. We will know. I mean, even if we can get 50 cents, I'm happy with that if I have enough shares involved. RIGL making a little bump. Seeing some red coming in down in the column. Nothing impressive yet this morning. So if RBLX is up, it must have moved up before our market opened because it hasn't popped up on our charts. It did, Stone. Was actually one of the first ones to show up. I believe it first started down here on all stocks and then moved up to both of them. Good morning to the new people just now popping in or just now joining us. You may not even be new. You probably pop in many more times. You just don't chat in the box, so I don't know who you are, but good morning to you. Good morning to those on Discord if you're just popping in over there. VRME. Still down there at the bottom. MLGO going up again. So is that a temptation to you? It is to me, but I ain't going to fall for it. Or this happens. You're a brave man, Chad. Hopefully you got in at 2:30. Y'all can play with it. I don't care. I'm not worried about it. You want to take your chances, go for it. It's gave you the opportunity to make money 3 times already this morning. It might be the only play for the day. Look at it that way. But if you're going to play it, don't play it now. Wait till they all sell it and then think about playing it. What I see is it's trending down, lower highs. DK, that's called wisdom or protection of assets. That's good news, Sleek Designer. Appreciate you joining us. Just come here every morning. We don't make money every morning, but when we make money, we make money. We have some people knocking out $800, $1,000, $250, $300. You'll see them. They posted in the chat. And some of these are new people making money. They're not even veteran traders. That's the blessing. I mean, it took me years to where I'm at. These youngsters come in here and they're used to video games and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. That's how they do it. Here's one taking off EFTR. It's a cheap penny stock. So you don't chase this candle. That's one of my rules. You may chase it, but I'm not going to. I wait for this candle to close and mark the top of it and wait for the pullback. They're going to take profit once it's up here. So wait for the few profit takers before the next bounce up. It also avoids you getting trapped in a pump and dump. You don't know if this is a pump and dump. But if we wait and see if they take profits and they don't just drop it back down to the bottom, you don't get caught in it. So look, it already lost 50% of that bounce. So do you trust it here? Absolutely not. So that would be the resistance level. It's probably going to go up, but what's it going to go up? I don't play these cheaper ones. So if y'all want a piece of it, this is where you would go for it, is right here. And that's providing it can break through 65 cents. So we have profit takers. The buyers are coming in, and there it goes. May get a nickel out of it if you're lucky. It may come back down and retest 65 cents. There's the retest. Now, if it's got more buyers, it should pop up. There it goes. The sellers are laying flat down here. Now they're not trusting it. They thought it was going to bounce just like I'm calling it out. I thought it was going to bounce too, but it didn't. Hard to predict these cheap stocks like this. That's why I stay away from them. My money is more valuable to me than that. Still testing that 65 cents. Lewis, do you know how many viewers that is? We did pay for the upgrade of almost $500. I don't know if it's taking time to kick in. If it's not working, I need to check in on it so we don't lose the money. I don't know if there's an activation clause there. I haven't looked at it, but it's been over a week. I think I did it last Friday or last Saturday. It's telling me there's only 46 viewers in there. But if we're not exceeding 50 viewers, I need to know that so I can get this straight. All right, I'll go ahead and look into it today. We need to get it straightened out. We upgraded for a reason. Now give it to us. All right, I'll take a look at it. I don't have time to do it right now. I would love to make a few dollars this morning. Not going to be with EFTR and the supposedly good news. BRME still down there at the bottom. EFTR trying to get up there. Thank you, Duff. Yeah, I don't see nothing happening with FLJ. It's actually dead. So what happened to MLGO? Did they give up on it? Pretty quiet. Nothing popping up. I get silent when I'm searching, so if you don't hear me, I'm still here. I'm just watching all the charts, watching all the scans, looking for anything that may be interesting. No volume on this one. All right, we need something to move. It's VRME trying to move a little bit. I doubt that it goes very far. It's a cheaper stock. It's good to see that we're all looking at the same stocks. It's like y'all stole my code or something. You had to take it if we had the same thing. I mean, I have evidence. I really love doing this with everybody. Brings fun into it. You guys keep me awake. Say, hey, look, this one's rising. Quit talking. JC, can you tell me how much it's going to go up so I'll know if it's worth my investment? I think if we're lucky, it's going to gain 12 cents back to $1.58. That's my uneducated guess. And I say uneducated because you can't predict the market. Thank you very much, James. I probably got a penny, 1.5 cents, but I thank you for that effort. All right, y'all ready for some more red? Because the SPY's been coming down for 30 minutes. And it's already dropping big before the jobs report's released. Isn't that called insider trading if you drop the price before it's released? Did somebody know first? So if it dropped to 3.7, then we're probably going to have a huge bounce here back to break even. So there was not really a good effect here. Let's drop it down 20 and raise it 20. That way they think something happened. I wouldn't say VRME was still going. It's going to go to that $1.58 if anywhere. That's where I said it's going to stop. If it breaks through there, that would be good. That's correct, Henko. INTS popping. Let's see what the definition of popping is. You are right, it's popping. Do we have the volume? Absolutely not. Can we get a volume play, please? Maybe we'll get a pullback. Maybe the other pullback players will see this. Not worthy of my money because of the volume. And of course the spread. Now the spread is a penny because it's falling. We need this candle to close down here at the bottom somewhere. This is not a scalper's play here. This is a I got lucky play. With that low of volume, Look at that. $1 jump right there. From there to there. Wow. I think we got a lot of manipulation going on these last 2 days. Let's go from not moving yesterday to up 100% this morning. I just don't know anymore. Maybe it's for real. People are just so tired of it. They just taking anything now, grouping together and saying, let's go buy this. We've been watching it. The spread is jumping over $1. They're trying to control it. It's got to be a pump. They're doing a really good job at it. I'm watching the price ladder. I don't see this many shares passing through. 1,000 is the biggest share size. An occasional 12 or 1,300. Most of them 300 to 500 shares. Tall candle wicks on the top. That means they're taking profits. They're through with the pump. We'll probably get a failure now. It'll probably pull back. Good job, Trader 22. You are definitely a risk taker. I got to give you credit. This is what happens to us. You never know when it's going to break. Good job, Installer Pro. But the good part about it is if you did not have these scripts, you would have never known this stock was taking off. That's why we love being here in the morning trading together. I didn't trust this stock, to be honest with you. I didn't buy any of it. I thought it was a pump. A couple of you took a shot at it and it paid off, and that's very good. The Lord was on your side, remember that. We don't run on luck here, we run on blessings. Yes, I thought about it, but I didn't. There will be more. That's what I like to say. Guess that's my cover up for don't get mad you didn't get in. There will be more. I always did like the perfect setup. I like to be 100% sure. When this stock took off, it didn't have any volume and it paused. Do you remember me saying that? And then all of a sudden, boom. You're not going to get all of them. There's no sense in getting emotional over it. And I can assure you, the next time you see a stock do this and you get in it, you might lose some money. These don't happen very often, but they do happen. WT, everything you see on this screen, I coded. You're not going to find these in ThinkorSwim. You have to join our Discord. First, you have to tell me you're going to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's what pays me to give this stuff to you for free. So let me grab you the links. I'm watching AMD on another screen. That's the link to our YouTube video. Subscribe there. And beneath any video on YouTube, there's a link to our Discord, where you can join our Discord and get this stuff for free. Got a cheaper stock here with a pullback. Looks like it's going to sell off, though. May not be a pullback. 58, 55 cents, somewhere around there. Mike, if you hang around with us every morning, that kind of goes away. You kind of see there's nothing you can really do. You're either going to make money or you're going to lose money. And if you don't take a shot at it, you're not going to do either or. What we have set up here is the best possible chance to make money. Multiple confirmations. Now, I would not get into a trade and walk away and go get me some coffee. I'm not that brave. Only thing emotional feelings do is get you in trouble. That's what they do. They can be good emotional feelings that don't. And yes, I was like that for a long time. And actually, I cured it. But then when you up your share size, it comes back. So try buying 5,000 shares, having 40 grand into a company and not having any effect whatsoever on you. That's pretty much where I'm at now. No different than small share size. You're either right or you're wrong, and you cut your losses quick if you are. So they never really go away, but you learn to control them. Gregor, I haven't changed anything. You can see a picture of my settings over in TOS scans. But if your scan's correct and you don't have Momo loaded and you're not sorted by Momo, you're not going to see my stocks. Until you use the same settings on your scan and you load this same indicator, you're not going to see these stocks. So post it over. If you're not the same, post it over in Discord and support. Somebody will help you, or I'll help you after the live stream. This one's running. It's a penny stock, but it's definitely running, and it is Friday, so that's good. A good thing. You're only going to get a couple of pennies, but that's better than 0 pennies, right? Kenny, yes, I remember him. I won't call him out, though, but he should know better. He's been here long enough to just take the loss, get out, cut it at 30, 40 bucks, 50 bucks, not hundreds. Oh, but it's green again. Many times have I said that to myself. I know it's coming back. I can't be that wrong. So do we have perfection up here on the screen? No, we don't. What we have is we increase the odds of winning. That's all we've done. We've increased the odds of winning. It's not a sure thing. There's not a holy grail, and there never will be. That's right. We have an edge. And I know that when you first come here, it looks so easy. This guy must be a master. And you click the buy button and you lose. Just because it looks easy doesn't mean it's easy. You have to participate. You have to learn what these indicators are doing. They're not just pointing north. You still have homework to do. Maybe not as much. But you got to know what a candle is. You got to know what wicks are, moving averages, spikes, volume. It's not just volume. Look how many times up here I've broken down the volume different ways. It's not just the volume. That's why I encourage you to show up every morning. Bring your coffee cup, your lunch, your dinner. If you're going to bed, watch me in your bed. It doesn't matter. Just learn. Trade on paper. Just write it down like you bought it, okay? This thing says buy, write it down. Don't buy it. You're good on paper, you'll probably be good with money. That's correct, Dan. You have to know what's within a candle. It's not just a green and red thing. So it's almost 8 o'clock. If you're not aware and it's your first visit here, I will take a break at 8 o'clock. And we'll return around 8:10, 8:15. It all depends on what I've got to do on my break. Once I return about 8:25, we will set up for market open, which is very simple. We're just going to change a few scans. And when I'm on break, everything that's down is going to go up until I get back. That's right. Who loves lunatic? That's my blessing to you for today, is me taking a break. You don't have to hear me. You get to make money. When you hear me coming back, hit the sell button. Good job, Henco. It's not very hard, is it? It's all about discipline and knowing what to look at. And if you want the truth, it's about breaking down buyers and sellers and price action. That's it. Who's winning, the buyers or the sellers? You can put a period on the end of that sentence. Who's winning, the buyers or the sellers? Dusty, it's working just fine. The problem is the market is not supporting swing trading right now. We're lucky to get a play between 6 and 9:30. So if I release a swing trading indicator now, everybody's going to think I'm nuts. Because everything dies after 9:30, so it would be useless for me to put it out. Market condition plays a big factor in these indicators. Right now, we have the best ones for a struggling market. And they'll probably be really good in a bull market because we're digging out the winners in a losing market. Thank you, Robert. Good job, Joel. So the only swing trading we're going to get out of this market is as they are swinging towards the bottom. That's what we're getting. I created 2 scans to go right along with it. I have the indicator, and I have a scan for swinging up, and I have a scan for swinging down. And the swinging down one's winning right now. It does. I've got it. I nailed it again. It just all depends on if the market will cooperate with that type of trade. So I'll throw it up here on the screen while nothing's happening. Let you see what I've done. So I've also added a buy and sell indicator for the swing. So you can see the first arrow here Is the swing telling you to get in? It's going to go up. Same thing with the yellow part of this line. The price did swing up. Right here, this indicator is programmed the same as these candles, but because the market's not cooperating, it didn't give you an out here because it's a swing trade. It's still predicting that it's going to go up. So this is not a sell line. We're relying on candles. This red is weakness. So I've been watching it every day. If I can fine tune it more, I will before I release it. I have in the past. I prefer scalping. I prefer scalping stocks over everything. Over futures, over options. When the market's good and you're scalping, you can knock it out of the park. But just picture yourself in a bull market, and you have two choices of let's just say they're both $5 stocks, and you have two chances in a bull market. They're both triggering, and you can afford to buy 5,000 shares of each, and the stock goes up $1. You're in profit for $10,000 instantly. And you get out. You don't care about what comes after that. You don't care if you lost $15,000 above that because you got out too early. You only care that you made your $10,000 and you got out and you're done. The whole key is in this bear market, build your account. If you have to go for small gains, if you can add 20, 30, 50 bucks consistently in a bear market and just keep building your account slowly, when the bull market returns, it gives you enough money to really hit it hard and make up for the losses in the past or the non-trading days in the past. Yeah, you're not invested overnight, wondering what your money's going to do overnight. I mean, you saw Trader 22 come in here earlier, 2,200 bucks, done for today. That's where you need to be, right there. Even if it's 300 bucks, done for today. If you're starting out, 20 bucks, done for today. Don't overtrade or you just give it back. It's not how much you earn, it's that you can do it consistently. And if you can do it consistently, up your share size as you build your account. And it comes to you over time. It's not that, oh, I'm good now. I'm throwing a lot of money at this one. That's when you get into trouble. That's where I got my name, Andy. Up $2. That's usually my target. but I haven't been able to achieve that lately because we're in a market that doesn't support it. They gave me that name back in 1990s when I was teaching the market back then. I had 800 people. And they said, we're going to call you up $2. And it stuck. No, but I need to. I'll be back. Thanks for reminding me. I'll return shortly. All right, I am back, and I don't see anything that went up. I'm surprised. Usually I come back and something went up $3 or $4. Low Vaughn and Super. Yeah, I'm going to wait a few minutes before I change the scans, just in case they pump one up in pre-market before market open. If I change scans now, we won't know that they did. Need to stick with after hours for about 5 more minutes. 6 more minutes. Can change the other ones though. High flyers down here. And what can I run down here? Let's do gap and run. That's a good scan too. So if you're first time here and you don't know what high flyers is, it's a scan that I set up, and the moving averages are stacked. And when I say stacked, the 5 is above the 13 is above the 21 is above the 34, etc. They're in the proper order for a stock to be trending upwards. The scan also looks to see that the price is above the 5. And that tells us the price is also going up. So every stock that's doing that's going to be listed here. Very good scan to watch after market open. This gap and run scan is going to find stocks. Let's say yesterday the stock's price closed at $1. This morning, if it opens higher than $1, this scan's going to pick it up. So it's a gap up and run. Now, both of these are not going to be high volume scans. In other words, I see one moving here with a lot of volume, but it's this stock here. But they're not going to be real volatile stocks. They're real easy to play. They're like soft runs up and down. It's not like everybody at market open is focusing on these stocks. They're only going to be focusing on the ones that are really, the volume is really spiking on, not necessarily this scan or this one. So you won't have to fight a strong battle. Are they going to drop all the shares on me? These will be pretty solid when you get into them. Usually they have a small red candle like this one here. As the price is going up, you'll see occasional small red candle. So I really love this stock, this scan, and this scan. Of course, the one I'm going to put up here, to me, is one of the greater scans as well. It's the 50-minute. Right now, we're looking back 30 minutes. I've also created a market open scan that's looking back 50 minutes for anything that's moving. And it really keeps you on top of the stocks, the best stocks of the day. We'll change over to that scan in just a few minutes. So if you've never been here at market open, volume spike is going to get very volatile. You won't know heads from tails. You're going to have to just start clicking to see the stocks that are going up. Of course, all of these will probably be going up. The closer to the top, the more of the chance of it going up. I don't buy green candles at market open. I kind of wait for the market to pull back a little. And it's that pullback that I prefer to play. If I see one happening, and I can't keep up with all of them, so I may not pull up the one that you like. But if I see one that I like, I'm going to click on it and wait for a pullback and see if I can make an entry for the second run up. So market open is a lot harder than what we just went through at pre-market. And because it's a bear market, we're going to have to really watch what we do after market open, because now we have millions of traders joining us, and it's much easier for them to just sell everything they got and drive it down before you can get out. That's why I prefer pre-market. It's kind of laid back, drink your coffee, wait on something to pop up. You get just as good of stocks in pre-market as you do market open, with a lot less competition. So always keep that in mind. If you've never traded pre-market this way, you need to come join us. I've turned it around. It's not as hard as you think it is. So be careful at market open. Good luck to you. I'll try to find the best one that I can up here. I may switch down to the high flyers if I see something that looks just as good. It looks like I need to scroll my screen over. Where is it? It's way over there. I must have looked at that stock in the past. But that's what these stocks are going to look like. The moving averages are stacked. You can see they're pumping this up before market open. It's in the high flyer scan. It's not enough volume to really trigger a spike. And you have to be careful when they pump them up before the bell rings. They usually take profits just before the bell rings. They may get everybody's anxiety going here. Let's get them shaken up. They all get in, and then just before the bell rings, boom, they sell off. Sometimes it's a good play, just like the one we had this morning where we didn't trust it, but yet it went up how many dollars? Quite a few. It doubled, actually. It went over double. This is what I'm talking about. You got to watch them. They'll pump them up, and they'll sell them off. That happens we're about 4 minutes now. I'm going to go ahead and change over to the 50-minute scan. Where is it at? Right there. And I'm still sorted by momentum. So the ones you want to watch are the top 3 or 4. Or if you see one working its way up the ladder, that's the one you want to hurry up and make a decision on. So about 3.5 minutes to go. Good luck to you. Be very careful. Don't chase the green candles. Wait for your pullbacks. If you feel the pullback is over, pull the trigger. It's that simple. I can't mark them all. I may not be on the one you like. Find one you like. Give it a play. Put me on the back burner if you need to. Turn the voice down. I'm watching the SPY before market open. The SPY is pulling down slightly. So we could go into a red day. If you see a bunch of red up here, just be very careful. And I'm talking red spikes. This is MLGO. It's on. I'm actually watching the swing trades up scan. That's where that one came from. About a minute to go before market open. Make sure your chart is on day for your TIF so you'll be able to trade. I'm not seeing one stock that's actually standing out that we should be watching at market open. Other than the one I don't want, which is MLGO. Good luck to you. Be careful. Watching INTS here. I'm not going to chase this green candle. I'm going to wait on a pullback if we can get one. Very strong buyers. Could go into a halt. As much money is paying out here, it could halt very easily in one candle, okay? So you got to watch what's going on. Now they're selling it off. This is what I wanted. I wanted to see them sell it off. Hopefully it'll pull back pretty far, like down in here somewhere. If it doesn't pull back all the way, that means the buyers are going to come back in. You got to be careful. We have a tall red wick right here. So it did not pull back all the way. They may run it up from here or down. I don't know the direction. So if we break that 941, chances are it's going to bounce high. Looks like they're going to run it up. It is struggling, so be careful. Remember I said cut losses short. If you have fear, then get out. There's the run up. So we're going to come into a halt here, so be careful. So if you're in profit now, this is when you need to decide, do you want to lock it in? Or do you want to get stuck in a halt? Or do you want a chance it's not going to halt and it's going to break through? Me, I'm out. That was an easy play. You need to be able to walk through them just like I just did. You got to know what a candle's doing. You got to know where the sellers were. I was also watching Dominator. This was Confidence. This is where they pulled back to. This is where they ran it up to before I said they were going to run it up. They still may not be done. We could pull down to retest 941 and run up again. Let's zoom in here and get a little tighter picture. So we probably did. I can't tell from the arrow, but we may run up from here as well. This will be the second pullback. So after this, I would not chance it anymore. I would take that profit there at the top of that candle and be happy with it. So why risk it? So we went from, let's just say you didn't get in, you only got in at 920 or 915. Then you're up here at 10. You made $1 a share. Let's just say $1 a share. It's more than that, but you safely made $1 a share. See you later, Bob Peterson. So it looks like this stock is trading slow enough not to trigger a halt. It's moving from candle to candle. That's why it hasn't halted. It's just not been a big flow of buyers. Usually somebody comes in when a stock is moving by 60,000 shares. That's what triggers a halt. So I did pick the right one for market open. It was a very mild pullback, very easy run up. So this actually triggered on the swing trade scanner, the swing up stocks. That's how I found it. Could come down to test 941 again. Getting close. So we can go ahead and mark this high, the body of the candle here. So if we retest 941, we could actually turn around here and go back up and retest 1063 as well. The buyers could step in and drive it right back up to 1063. We're looking good down here. I'm watching the very end of these lines. I'm watching that this red line does not turn up. I don't really care about the green one at this point. I just don't want the red one to turn up like that. It's not over yet. I would probably consider making a choice here. Are they going to drive it down or are they going to drive it up? So there was some profit taking right here. That's what that big wick is. Not necessarily a sell-off. They were taking profits. If it was a sell-off, they'd have dropped it back down. So we're going for another attempt at 1063. We have buyers and sellers close together, though, and they're both running flat, so the volume is dying off. We still have green here, bouncing between green and red on overall volume. We're also watching the volume here. And I'm watching the bullish and bearish pop in up here. There's the spread is getting higher. I think I would give up on it at this point. It's taking too long to go back to 1063. And when I say that, it usually goes up. There we go. See you later, Jim. So we are making it up to 1063. But it's having weakness. If you're in it and you can catch it up here somewhere, just get out of it. Lots of tall top wicks. Yeah, it did fail. That's why I said let's get out of it. So I'm watching down here for spikes on high flyers. So we're about 20 minutes to 9 or 20 minutes to 10 on the East Coast. So this is really what I want everyone to learn. I want you to be able to talk yourself through what's happening on these candles. If you can talk yourself into, all right, here was the high when I started talking about it, and I said they're going to pull it back. I was hoping that they'd pull it back a little further, but they didn't. The buyers stepped back in. And I was expecting it to go here, but it broke through and went up. Then we got another pullback. This one pulled back nicely, but it didn't hold the pullback. It ended up closing here, and the buyers drove it up the rest of the way. You need to be able to walk yourself through these trades. When you can master that, you're going to be really successful. And you probably followed along word for word what I was walking when I was walking you through it. So if you get your on-demand working, don't trade it. Walk yourself through the candles as if you were. Start learning how to read the candles. SPY is making a run up. INTS probably make a run up from here as well. Once the SPY turns around, usually everything will follow it that's struggling. There we go, right up to that 1063. I knew it was coming sooner or later. And we broke through it now. So this is 3 plays could have been off of this one stock. And if you're not out, you should be. That's why. Back down to test 941 again. Now I am getting indications of a pullback here, but I am watching the tick chart as well, and the tick chart is now swinging upwards on this stock for another run up. It's wanting to go higher, but it's fighting Friday. This is a great price range to trade. You'll realize that when you get your account up and you can start picking off these dollars and 50-cent pieces instead of a nickel or a dime. It's 8:45. It's probably going to just calm down now. We're getting closer to 9 o'clock. The market's been dying around 9:15 each morning. By 9:30, you're really searching. There's nothing popping up in the volume spikes. It just goes dead. I can't wait till those days are over. Right now we're having a surge, but it's a surge of mixed green and red. It's not really a lot of activity. I'm watching INTS pop up again here. It's a good play between the lines. Lots of money between the lines. It may do this several times. So if you can catch the bottoms, and if you got half of it, you made 50 cents. So you could have made money multiple times on this one stock this morning. Melanie, because it popped up on one of our scans. I didn't choose it, the scan did. It was in the swing trades up, but when I clicked on swing trades up, it was also down here on high flyers. So you could have found it on high flyers right when it started turning green at market open. Yeah, others did, but because we played it earlier this morning, that kind of gave me an indication that it could move again. If you were here for pre-market, it did a good run back here in pre-market right there. That's where some of the traders made a couple $1,000s this morning. And because it ran earlier and pulled back, it didn't really sell off. It kind of floated down. Let me zoom out a little and I'll explain that to you. So you can see it just kind of gradually over time came down, and then it started holding the price right here. So because it didn't just sell off, I remember it was moving in pre-market, and then I saw it moving down here. So I clicked on it. So whatever's moving in pre-market, you want to kind of keep your eye on them at market open. They're not all going to be a continuation play, but since that price of that stock was in the range that I like, I kept my eye on it. Vinny, I use limit orders. I'm buying the ask and selling the bid on the buttons. Buy the ask, sell the bid. So I'm buying what they're asking, and I'm selling at what they're bidding so that I'm in and out quickly. I have a video on that on Discord, how to set up for pre-market. If you go watch that video, you can get set up just like I am. I also have the auto send feature selected. So when I click buy, I'm instantly in. When I click sell, I'm instantly out. And that's providing there's enough volume to support what I'm buying or selling. That's why I always confirm volume. The stock wanting to go back up again. It's bouncing between support and resistance. There's plays here to be made. So personally, this morning, it's Friday, we had this stock. We were blessed with this stock. And because it was paying out multiple times, there's no reason to go searching for something else. As long as you can get the pullbacks on this one and keep playing the bounces on it, you can make more money right here rather than trying to explore over here what's next. This is current. This is a long shot. It paid you once, paid you twice, it pulled back. If you continue to watch it, continue to listen, you could have got another piece of it here. I'm not saying you're going to get every entry on it, but over time, you're going to learn that you can play these multiple times when they work correctly. And not all of them do it. Just like that stock that went up $5 a share this morning, they don't all do it. This was just a good one that happened to happen. See you later, Raphael. Have a blessed day, brother. I do not use hotkeys. I'm a button pusher, button clicker. I don't want to have to look down and see if I'm right on the right button. I have my mouse ready. It's on the buy if I'm interested in a stock. Once I'm in it, I instantly move the mouse over to sell so I can be instantly out. I don't want to look down and look for a hotkey. Thank you, Lance. You have a blessed one. So now this stock is channeling, consolidating, squeezing, whatever you want to call it. That's what this stock is doing. It's calmed down now. It's not doing the radical thing it was doing before. It's calming down. So it's now squeezing, consolidating, or channeling. They all basically mean the same thing. You can see the buyers and sellers are giving up. It's now going to sleep again. You can see all of the red spikes up here. The market is going to sleep as well. Jim, I don't use VWAP. I'm strictly numbers. I'm all about buyers and sellers. There's money to be made when it's running up towards the VWAP. There's money to be made when it's above the VWAP. So do you give up everything because you're waiting on VWAP? I don't. I wait on buyers and sellers. So I monitor the numbers on my watch list. George, watch on my screen. I'm going to right-click the name Momo. Then I'm going to click Edit Formula. Make sure this extended hours is checked right here. That's the most I can do for you in this trading session. And if you got any further troubles, please post them over in support. You're welcome, Stonks. Have a blessed weekend, brother. Come back Monday. Let's make some money, huh? That's what it's all about. We got all we could out of INTS. It was a pre-market play. It was a market open play. And it's Friday and it's going to sleep. George, I'm not talking about ThinkorSwim support. I'm talking about go to Discord and leave us a message in support. Yeah, you can play the bottom side and the top side of VWAP. I just prefer not to have it on my chart. And you know me, I'm all about numbers. I want to know if there's more buyers and sellers, and I don't care if it's sold off. If there's more buyers, I'm probably going to buy in. Even if it's the worst looking stock you've ever seen, if the buyers are coming in, I'm going to join them. Any. Let's see if any is working today. It moved earlier this week. Well, I'm seeing a pullback and a pullback and a run up and a pullback, and this is probably over. I'm seeing the volume line starting to lean towards the bottom. The volume is absolutely gone, so I wouldn't even be thinking about any. If you look at this current bar volume and it's not moving, it's a dud. BRME still going though. You see this volume over here? Look, there was 1 million shares traded in that last candle. Look at this one ticking away. This is the current candle. This is the kind of volume you want to squeeze yourself in there and get some of when it's the appropriate time. Not that, oh, there's 500 and then there's a pause and then there's 1,000. You want activity. You want steady flow, getting a pullback. Actually, we had a retest of $1.58. It failed, so it's falling. Would I play this stock? No, I wouldn't. It's already made several attempts to get up off the bottom, and now it's ran into resistance. This is what I'm talking about, the low volume, steady climbs. These are the gap and runs. Basically the same thing. Gapped up higher than yesterday's close, went up, pulled back, and now it's on its way up. Let's look at the next one. It must have opened higher than yesterday or it wouldn't be here, and it's continued to run. And the next one, it struggled at open, but it eventually broke through. The next one, looks like it probably opened here, sold off down to here, and then recovered a little, and then run up. So we have some really good scans. You have to figure out which ones you like the most. If you like all of them, then you're going to have to buy more monitors. That's how that goes. And I'm sorry to make you have to do that, but we have something going here and it's working. And it'll probably never change because we're focused on volume and buyers and sellers. Gregor, it is better than the other Fridays for sure. If you're going to be a professional, you got to have professional tools. And like I said before, you're already a professional. You just don't know it yet. But if you hang around me, things are going to change. And yeah, you'll probably spend more money. But earn the money for the multiple monitors. Don't go blow more money because you think you need it. Earn it and go, and you'll feel much better about it. If you earn the more monitors, you know your trading deserves more monitors. So all these teenagers that are running around with their phone in their hand, continually looking down 24 hours a day, that movie, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, is probably going to come back as a new version because that's how they're all going to end up looking. They're all going to be looking down. Hopefully they're smart enough to, if they're going to look down at their phone, that they're staring down at a stock chart. If you're going to get the crooked neck syndrome, make money doing it. Thank you, Domingo. I love to hear success stories. And bless you for putting that out there and letting others know that we have a blessing working here. I'm not trying to push anything on you, as you can tell. I'm just trying to show you what you need to do. And I don't know if you're watching RF, but it's steadily climbing. INTS, is it moving again? INTS, I can't find it. INTS, I guess I'm going to have to type it in. There we are, bouncing between those lines, right? Look at it go. Good job, Michael. You kept your eyes on it. That's back to what I said. We found a winner at Open that gave us multiple plays. Michael stuck with it, and look what Michael gets. Good job, GMAC, and good job, Installer Pro. Mr. Hernandez, you have a blessed day. God bless you. Be careful out there on them streets. Good job, go for it. Good job, Jaskell. The knowledge is more powerful than making a few dollars, because it's like the fishing story. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats the rest of his life. And that's where your education comes in. Teach a man to buy stocks, and he'll eat the rest of his life. Yes, sir. Those lines are very critical. Support and resistance lines. They matter. Tall wicks, game over. Probably coming back down to another level. Vaughn, I don't want to ask you why you were down. You probably didn't stick to the rules. Is that correct? And you got lucky and got out of it? You got to stick to the rules, Vaughn. One day it's going to cost you too much. Mighty Goat, you cut it as soon as you have the intention or the feeling that you were wrong. Get rid of the thought that it might recover. That does not exist in my brain. it's either you're right or you're wrong. If you're wrong, get out. Even if it goes up right after you get out, you thought you were wrong, so get out. I mean, if you give yourself a percentage loss, like, okay, I'm going to give it $50. If it goes below $50, I'm out. You got to cut it short. But if you're right, you should be green instantly. You shouldn't be battling a red candle. Yeah, definitely do not average down or whatever you think is going to get you out of it, because you're averaging into more debt. Thank you, Fun Human, for that comment. That is definitely important. Mighty Goat on demand is not reliable. It's strictly for practicing, and even the numbers are probably not correct. It's fun to play around with. Don't take it seriously. And I'm watching INTS just really flying here on this candle. But don't take on demand correct. I mean, wow, now I'm getting lost. Don't take on demand seriously, but it is and can be beneficial playing around with it. And yes, I do use on demand. I'm always, if I'm sitting at home and there's nothing to do, I'm on demand practicing. I never quit practicing for many years, 33 years. Sitting at home doing nothing, you're losing precious time. So practice. Sonia, I tried trading on the mobile, and there's so many clicks to get in and out. It scared me, so I quit using the mobile. They do not work in on demand. So I've said this before. Let me tell you how to use on demand. So it's always 3 or 4 days behind in stocks. So every day, if you write down, and I'm talking at market open, not pre-market, because pre-market doesn't work in on demand either. So like today, we have INTS that moved on the screen after market open. So you write down INTS, Friday and today's date. And when that date becomes available and on demand, then you know you can go play INTS, because now that date's available. So each day at open, mark down the daily movers. Just keep making you a list every day of the daily movers. And when that day becomes available and on demand, you can play them. See you later, Alex Tan. Have a blessed weekend, brother. No problem. And Mighty Goat, if you're out of here, have a blessed weekend. Hopefully see you on Monday. Installer Pro. From brother to brother, thank you for being a part of this. It's a blessing to me as well as it is to you. Thank you, Melanie. So here's the biggest thing you need to know. Unless you're learning basics, go to YouTube and learn the basics. If you're trying to learn this strategy, don't go to YouTube and watch somebody else's strategy. And I hope that sinks in really hard, because you're going to confuse yourself. You may even not think you're confusing yourself, but subliminally in your mind, you're going to remember, oh, I saw that. Was that Ricky's strategy or was that somebody else's? So if you want to watch replays, go watch the live session replays on YouTube on our channel. Stick to the plan. See you later, Gregor. Have a blessed one, brother. See you later, Flo. God bless you, sister. So if you haven't joined my YouTube channel, that's where I make a few dollars. There's the link to my YouTube channel. Watch the videos, educate yourself. They all contain valuable information. I don't care if they're old. Watch them. You're going to pick something up. Everything you watch on my YouTube channel is about this system. It can become your system. Just learn how to use it. You'll stick with it the rest of your life. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Because I'm putting this out there for free, I'm counting on YouTube to buy me a cup of coffee or two every now and then. But without your participation, it's not going to happen. And it's been quite slow. To give you an example, out of 5,000 people, I might get 30 subscribers. I've never figured that out. Maybe it's because they just passerbys. I don't know. We'll see. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, watch my live streams, like my live streams, comment on the videos. The more you comment, the higher my ranking goes on YouTube. Right now, YouTube is promoting us very heavily. They're actually sending me messages. Man, people really love your content. I had 70,000 viewing hours in 2 weeks. But yet it doesn't pay that well, so I need to get it up even higher. Thank you, OT, for your donation. So in the link of every YouTube video is a link to my Discord. That's where I keep all of these files. That's where you're going to meet all of the other investors. That's where you're going to find the scripts. So here's a link to my Discord. Join us. Get set up like this over the weekend and come back Monday morning. You can make some money on your first day, especially if you already are experienced. And don't ever feel like I'm bragging on myself, because I'm not. I'm just trying to help you out. I'm showing you what's working for me. Sure, I take the credit for it, but the blessing is better than the credit. I want to bless others with what I discovered and what I've programmed. and without telling you it's working. I don't want to have to prove anything to you. I want these indicators to prove it to you, and that's what they're doing. It's no longer about me, it's about you learning how to make money with this system. I'm here to help, and I know I'm helping because you tell me I am, but I can't twist your arm or twist your ear and make you do it. It's going to be up to you. So join our Discord. Go meet the other investors. Participate in some of the trading rooms. Load the software. Watch the how-to videos and come join us on Monday. Good job, Reactive Trading Group. Andrew, if you come here every morning, you learn about those lines. I can tell you how to get the lines on your mouth. You click your drawing tool. I think that's it right here. Then you go to drawing tools, and it's this second one right here with the $sign and the underscore below it. You click that, and then it allows you to put a line on your chart. And to get a dotted line, you have to right-click on it, go to Edit Properties, change it to a dotted line. You're going to have a solid line. You can change it to a dotted line. You can adjust the width if you want and the color, and then save it as default. And that'll give you this line. But if you want to learn how to place these lines, come and watch our live streams every morning. I always tell you, I'm marking this and I'm marking that. Because it's different on every stock. I'm not going to just tell you to click the highs and the lows because it's different on every stock. Good job, Jason. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. You have a blessed one as well. Thank you, Raman. Well, to jump back in now, we're kind of late in the morning. I probably wouldn't. I like to make my money before the market opens. So, and once I'm into the money, it's probably a good idea for me to just turn off the machine because as long as it's open, I'm going to want to stare at the screen. But I really don't concentrate after the morning rush. Because I'm not going to sit here and wait for something to happen. Now, when the market turns around, we're in a bull market. Everything is just, it couldn't be any better. I'm going to sit here with y'all and we're going to make money all day long. We'll do it all together. We'll all make the same calls. We'll do it as team effort. But after 9:30 this morning, it being Friday, and I know that Friday's really bad in the market, I'll just turn it off. Not worried about this one. I made a little bit out of it. I'm good. Still looking for high volume and high buyers. You have to remember pre-market, the stocks are not trading yet. Only a few stocks are trading. So most of them have no volume. None. They're not trading. The ones that do trade in pre-market pop up on our screen. That's when we start looking for an increase of buyers or sellers. We find an increase of buyers, we check our volume, we make our decision to buy or sell. So just remember, you're not going to learn this stuff in a week. You might not learn it in a month. You might not learn it in 6 months. The participation will get you there. You continue to show up. You won't even have to force it into your brain. It's just going to naturally start soaking in, and you'll say, oh, now I get it. And you may be a fast learner. Some of you are. Some of them learn in a week. We've had newbies make money in a day and never traded before. I've had professionals come here and lose money in a day. But then they start listening and they start making money. See you later, Joseph. Have a blessed one. And I'll be honest with everybody, I don't consider myself a professional trader. I do consider myself a really good coder because I make mistakes just like anybody else. My wife says I talk too much to shut up and start trading. And I try to tell her I'm multitasking here, but that don't matter. Mighty Goat, I look at it this way. This is really not a strategy. Do you believe that? It's not a strategy. It may appear to be one, but all we're doing is we're counting buyers and sellers. That's it. We're counting buyers and sellers. We're not waiting on something to happen other than more buyers or more sellers. See you later, OT. Have a blessed weekend. JS, good volume is the volume's moving and moving fast. There's no number. It's that there's participants in the buying and selling of the stock, and there's enough participants in the buying and selling of the stock for you to get in and get out safely. Risk management is key. I mean, there's a lot of good traders out there. There's a lot of good courses. But sometimes it's hard for somebody to repeat somebody else's strategy. But it's not hard to repeat counting buyers and sellers. I mean, there's things in my mind that I don't even think is important that might be really important to you, but I don't see it as important, so I never say it. And then one day I'll say something and somebody will say, well, why didn't you tell us that all along? And then I'll get that confused look on my face and say, well, I didn't think it was important. But it really is. It's about counting buyers and sellers and knowing what a candle is and knowing what price action is. Are they buying enough? Are they selling too little? Are they selling a lot? Are they buying too little? Volume and price action, and cut the losses short. All right, guys, I'm done here. Okay, one more question. David Knight. So it's not that the one buyer and the one seller happen at the exact same time. And I understand where you're going with this. Like if I bought 1,000 shares, somebody has to sell me 1,000 shares. But there may be more people buying 1,000 shares than just me. And eventually somebody's not going to sell 1,000 shares. It may take 2 people or 4 people to sell 250 at a time. And that's a very good question, and it's actually a hard one to answer, because if you look at it that way, it does sound a bit deceiving. Like, how can it ever move if there has to be the same amount of buyers and the same amount of sellers? So yeah, that's a hard one to describe. That's why I'm not an algorithm trader, even though it does play a big factor in the market. I actually think the people are the algorithm. But somehow the balance of the buyers and the sellers gets off balance and moves the price. All right, y'all have a good weekend. I'm out of here. And I hope I gave you enough information, David. I'll think on that one. That is a tough question. So for now, y'all have a blessed weekend. I'm out of here.